What's good, what's good, what's good? What's up with y'all? What's up, what's up? It's your guy, Robert Twix Taylor. You dig? So, for those who don't know, I ended up catching COVID-19 and, let me go back. First, I want to thank everybody who was calling me, who was texting me, who left me inboxes, who left me DMs, who hit up my mom, who hit up my sister, who hit up everybody, you know what I mean? So I want to really tell y'all I appreciate that, you know what I mean? Because right now, with the way COVID is going and the way people are passing away, like you can't take anything lightly. And you really don't know how it's going to affect you because it affects people in so many different ways, right? So first, let me break this down because I keep breaking this part down. Let me break this first part down first so y'all get it, okay? So, coronavirus. When you hear the word corona, corona is any virus that goes from an animal to a human, okay? So anytime you hear the word corona, that means from an animal to a human. So when people was talking about, oh man, it's a hoax, man, it's been the coronavirus. Look, on the Lysol it says coronavirus. Dude, the bubonic plague was a coronavirus. And they killed, was it 3/4 of Europe? Something like that, 3/4 of Europe, 1/3 of Europe. A lot of people in Europe died back in the day, all right? Now it's coronavirus from the rats, you know what I mean? So when you hear coronavirus, corona just means a virus that went from an animal which mutated to humans, okay? Well, went to humans which mutated, okay? That's corona, all right? COVID means new, okay? So COVID means new, all right? The reason it's coronavirus COVID-19 is because it was new in 2019. So when you hear coronavirus COVID-19, that means the virus that came from the animal to human, which now is a new one in the year 2019. So you can get COVID-19 and you can get COVID-20. I have a client who got COVID-20. That's what it said on his doctor report. So I want to break that down. A lot of people still don't understand that part of it. So let me say that first. All right. So the first person I knew who passed away was my friend Nakia, right? And she had some health issues and she'd been in and out in the hospital. But when she passed away from it, I was like, whoa, this is crazy. You know what I mean? Because, like, that's my friend, you know? And she would always talk about, you know, when she's not here, about her children. She had 3 children. She always talk about, like, she's not here. And I'll tell her, like, stop talking like that. She's like, no, I'm just a realist, you know what I mean? So I always tell her, stop talking like that. So when she passed away, it hit me hard. And it sucked because it happened when, like, it first, like, popped off. So I couldn't go to no funeral. One of her friends actually asked me to send a picture. And I'm not going to lie, I was so shell-shocked from it. I didn't get a chance to send a picture. So if you're watching this, I apologize. It just blew my mind that she passed away because that was a friend of mine, right? So after she passed away, more and more people start passing away. And I'm like, man, this is crazy. So let me fast forward and get to me. So people always ask me, like, well, how'd you feel? What happened? With me, I was tired 4 days in a row. I was like real fatigued. I didn't want to cut hair or anything, right? So, you know, I'm a busy person. So me getting tired, it can happen. But I'm rarely tired 4 days in a row. But I wasn't thinking COVID at all. I was like, man, I'm tired. This is crazy, right? Excuse me. So then, after the 4th day, that's when the weather changed. Remember how it went from 80 degrees to 60 degrees in Las Vegas? A 20-degree drop. And I was telling everybody, what's up, Paul? Yep, you're right. And I'll get to the strands of it, too, when it comes to the COVID. So anyway, so when the weather dropped, I was like, oh, crap, I'm going to catch a cold, right? So the next morning from the weather dropping, I woke up and my feet were sweating, my head was sweating, but I was freezing. I'm like, dang, that's crazy, right? So I'm like, okay, well, I'm just catching a cold, right? Wasn't thinking COVID at all. Or maybe my mind was trying to block thinking of COVID, to keep it real. So I'm like, all right, that's weird. And my back was hurting too. So now I'm tired. My back, my muscles was aching, and I'm like, okay, I might be catching a cold. I'm, something, a flu. I'm catching something, right? So I said, no, I'm good, right? So now listen to this, very important. I apologize for cutting hair that day because that day I should have stayed home. But me, I'm a soldier. I rarely get sick. So I'm like, I'm just catching a cold. It's a Saturday. I said, let me just cut hair this Saturday. And then that way, you know what I mean? I could just chill and, get over this cold. Not thinking it was coronavirus. So I cut hair that Saturday, right? After that Saturday, when I came home, I remember trying to eat some cereal. I ate the cereal, and I thought the milk was spoiled because it tastes so weird. I'm like, ugh, this is nasty. So I threw it away. Right after that, I ended up trying to eat something else, like tacos or something. And that was nasty. I'm like, ugh, this is nasty. I'm like, I'm having bad luck. Not thinking COVID. I'm just like, this is just nasty, right? And I was so tired and fatigued. I was like, whatever. The next morning, I woke up. Me and my girl went to go get some breakfast. Pancakes, turkey bacon, eggs. I'm eating it, and I'm like, dang, this is whack. And I'm like, babe, I think I'm losing my taste. It's like, for real? I'm like, I think so. I hope not, but I think I am, right? And I'm like, nah, I don't be paranoid, right? So then later on that day, I tried to eat something else again, and I couldn't taste it. That's when I told her, I said, you know what? Tomorrow, let's go to Cashman Field and get a test. Now, I took probably like 4 or 5 tests already, only because, one, I'm a barber. Like, I feel this way. If you are a barber or beautician or nail tech, you should be taking a COVID test at least once every 3 weeks, I feel, just on GP. Just for the safety of your clients, the sanctity and knowing that you don't have it. Like, that's what I take so many of them. So I told her, so let's go to Cashman Field and, take the test. Usually the line at Cashman Field takes probably like 30 minutes to get in, sometimes faster, depending on when you go there, right? So my girl's like, okay. So on the way there to Cashman Field the next day, she was like, I'm feeling kind of sick too. I think I'm catching your cold, right? So I'm like, yeah, you might be, right? We get to Cashman Field. We're waiting in line. We're in line for about 15, 20 minutes. Now let me rewind it back for those who haven't taken a test at Cashman Field. Cashman Field's kind of tricky. It's UMC, but it's at Cashman Field. So UMC holds it, and they have the Air Force kind of like being the security for it, right? Sometimes when you go there, they'll tell you have to have an appointment. Other times you go there, you don't have to have an appointment. So I would suggest to you, when you get there, when you get to the gate, they say you have an appointment, just say yeah, because it doesn't matter. Because the person at the gate don't care, he's going to ask you that. Say I have an appointment. Park, when you get inside, they ask you, say I don't have an appointment. They'll send you in a line without appointments or a line with appointments. So don't have that discourage you, right? So back to us. So we're waiting in line, moving up. She says, babe, I'm about to pass out. She's telling me this. Now, I'm like, okay, let me run. My girl always says that. Like, she always thinks she's about to pass out. So that's nothing alarming to me because she always says, I'm about to pass out. It never passes out. So to me, it's kind of like the boy who cried wolf scenario with her. I'm like, all right, right? But this time when she said it, I'm feeling crazy. Like, no joke. In less than, it might have been 1 minute, but I'll stretch it out to 2 minutes. I went from freezing to burning up in like 1-2 minutes. So I'm from cold to sweating, but she's in front of me. So she can't see me, right? So I'm like, dang, right? So she turns around because I'm not answering her because my phone's going to die. So I'm trying to do this before it dies. So she was like, you okay? She turns around. I promise you, it felt like God had took all the oxygen out of my body. I could not breathe. I had to take my mask off. That's the last thing you're supposed to do in line for a COVID test. I had to take my mask off, and I was, she was like, you okay? I was like, what the hell? Passed out. Boom. She was in front of me, so she said I like fell on her, right? She said she was screaming for help. People were scared to help me because, like, damn, I'm the dude in line who just passed out for COVID. Nobody want to get near me. I don't know none of this. I'm passed out. You feel me? So when I come to my realization of what's happening, waking up, I'm in a chair and people around me now, and then they put me in a wheelchair and they rolled me back in the corner of Cashmere Field. And they was like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm like, man, but I'm feeling crazy weird. I'm still feeling really weird, right? So if my phone cuts off, I'll do another part when I get my charger, like it's about to die soon. So they call the ambulance, right? And I tell one of the guys who's over the whole organization of the testing, I said, it's okay. I told my girl, I said, no, don't have no ambulance come. I want to go home. I'm good. She's like, no, you gotta go to the hospital. So I tell him, I'm like, listen, man, you don't ambulance, because I don't have any insurance anymore. So I'm like, that hospital ride is gonna be about $2,000. It ended up being $1,200, almost $1,300. But I'm thinking like, I do not want a $2,000 hospital ride when there's UMC's down the street, right? So I tell the guy, I'm like, no, we don't need a paramedic. Then he said the realest thing. He said, listen, brother. He was like, we had 1,500 people come here yesterday and not one passed out. You're going in the ambulance. I can't argue with that. I'm like, yeah, I'm one out of 1,500. Yeah, I want the golden ticket to go. So bam. Now I'm not gonna lie, I'm still like dazed. I'm trying to act like I'm good, but I'm still like feeling crazy, right? Bam, they send me to Valley Hospital, right? I get there in the ER, right? Side note, and there was a young man in there in his 20s. The doctor told him he had COVID and herpes. I was like, damn, woo! That was crazy. I was like, yeah, that's crazy, right? So whoever he is, man, I wish the best to him. You should have seen his face when he got the news. I was like, whoo, right? So now, remember, I didn't get to take my test because I passed out. And my woman, she left because she was paranoid that I passed out. So she didn't take her test either, right? So I'm in the ER. They finally, man, it was crazy, man. And they're giving me all kind of, I'm on the IV. They're giving me hydrochloroquine. They're giving me all kind of drugs. They're taking so much blood. They took at least blood from me 12 times the first day. I was being CNA, so I know about that. And I know I got hard veins. So every time it's a struggle, I kept getting poked. I had no energy. It was crazy. So they finally moved me into the COVID room, right? Now remember, they haven't told me I had COVID yet, so I don't know I have COVID. I'm just waiting for what's going on, right? So the next morning, a new doctor comes in the room, and he's like, something. He's like, since you have COVID. I said, I have COVID? He's like, they didn't tell you? I said, no, ain't nobody told me that. I've been waiting for the answer. And he's like, yes, you have COVID pneumonia. I said, for real? He's like, yes, you have COVID-19 pneumonia. He said, nobody told you that? I said, nobody told me that. He's like, you are in the COVID section. I said, for real? He's like, yeah, everybody over here has COVID. There was an old man next to me. I feel sad for him because I'm like, dang, he got COVID too, and he wasn't doing good at all, right? So now I'm in there like, oh man. But I'm so weak. I'm like, if a 10-year-old child tried to fight me, I would lose a fight. That's how. What's up, y'all? I'll read your comments when I'm done because I can't multitask. I ain't gonna lie. It's hard for me to read and talk because I'm gonna get sidetracked. So, what was I saying? See, I got sidetracked that fast. So when he tells me that, I'm like, oh man, that's crazy. And watching Kenny Red's video, for those who haven't seen Kenny Red's video I did when he caught COVID, I kept replaying that back in my mind, things he was saying. And Kenny Red was so on point. I think he had COVID pneumonia and an infection in his stomach. You know what I mean? And they try to like upsell you in the hospital. You know. Well, first let me say this, because I don't want to make them look bad or demonize them. They are overworked, for sure. They are overworked in the hospital. So anybody who works in any front line, first responders, I appreciate y'all because y'all got a hard job. So I'm not here to throw rocks at y'all. You know what I mean? But something that Kenny Red said, you do when you're in there. The way you kind of get treated because you have it, it does mess with you because you're like, dang, like, you know what I mean? It's like when AIDS came out, everybody's scared of AIDS. That's how you feel like when you are in the hospital with it because you are in the whole section of COVID, So it's a crazy mental thing to be a part of. And Kenny Reyes said in his interview, he said, man, I see how some people just die in there because you're so depressed, you know what's going on, and sometimes they're so overwhelmed, they treat you like whatever. I could see that happening, man. And nothing's wrong with me. I have no high blood pressure, none of that. I'm straight. So for me to get taken down like that, I had a lot of time to actually think about a lot of things in there, right? So when I finally when I'm about to get released, I asked the doctor, I said, so what you gonna prescribe me with? And he's like, we can't prescribe you with anything. I said, what? I said, y'all been giving me drugs the whole time, hydrochloroquine, all that stuff, right? He was like, well, because you're in our care, that's why I did that. He's like, on your own, we can't prescribe you anything because the virus is too new. I said, what do I do? He said, take a lot of vitamin C and iron. So I've been hearing that the whole time. I watch a lot of, I'm big on news. I listen to NPR news in my car when I'm not in 88.1, I ain't gonna lie, but that's a news channel. I watch BBC News, then I go to PBS News, then I go to CNN, MSNBC, then I go to Fox News. I watch all news, read news all day. I'm a news connoisseur. So with that being said, I've been hearing that, but to hear the doctor tell me that, I know it was serious that I need to load up on that vitamin C and iron. Bam. So I get home. My girlfriend tells me she has it too. I'm like, dang, right? So, but she doesn't have COVID pneumonia. She just has COVID. But the difference is she had these crazy migraines. And then she ended up losing her taste and smell also, right? Her migraine was so bad, she couldn't sleep. So for days, she couldn't sleep. For days, I couldn't eat. I just now started getting my taste buds back to where I want to even eat something. I was going days without eating. I lost 20 pounds. That's why I didn't do anything. I was looking crazy. I was feeling crazy, looking crazy. So I said, let me get myself together before I do this video so y'all know I'm intact. You did. But that being said, a lot of people texted me and told me that they had COVID at the exact same time. I got it right now too. Listen, y'all. A lot of people have COVID. Okay? A lot of people texted me and told me they had COVID. I have a lot of clients who never told me they had COVID. They would be like, yo, I'm not coming this week. Or, I'm doing, so I'm not thinking twice about it. But after I posted I had COVID, and then I got back to the barbershop, it's like, yeah, I had it too. That's why I was going. A lot of people have COVID, y'all. A lot of people. So the thing that sucks about it is, not saying that people who told me this is the case, but this is common sense. Common sense is this. A lot of people can't afford to be off 2 weeks. Okay? Think about this, what I'm about to say. A lot of people can't afford to be off 2 weeks right now. A lot of people owe on their mortgage, owe on their rent, owe on their businesses, owe everything. So imagine all the people who have COVID, who got tested positive, who are still working right now. And in their mind, like, you know what, I'm going to be safe. I'm wearing my mask. I'm going to be safe, but I can't afford to tell my boss I have it. See, all jobs are not like casinos, certain jobs where they test you. Now, a lot of times, a lot of jobs are not testing you. So you have to have you got to be responsible and do your own testing. So another reason I'm doing this video is to let y'all know, be safe out there because it's a lot of people who got it. It's a lot. I'm talking about a lot of people still texting me. I got it, man. I got it. After I posted it, one of my cousins, Perfect Health, he went and got tested. He texted me. He's like, man, I'm so glad you posted your picture, bro. I took my test. I'm positive. And his mother has health issues. So if he didn't see me post it and scare him enough to take the test just because he was asymptomatic, meaning that you have it, you're pretty much a carrier of it, but you don't have any symptoms, and now you're spreading it, right? For him to know he had it was very, very important because it could have put his mother at risk and anybody who's around at risk. That's why we can't be selfish, y'all. This is for real. This is for real, and not for play. And when I got back to the barbershop, let me tell you how I think I got it, how I believe I got it. Because I keep a mask on, wash my hands all the time, doing all the right protocols. But I have a client close to. He got a new house. He's been inviting my girl to come over. So I'm big on, decor and whatnot. He's been decorating his house. And he threw a birthday party for a mutual friend. I tell my girl, you know what? It's a 2-for-1. It's a mutual friend. And I've been wanting to see his house anyway. Let's go. She's kind of leery, like, I don't know. I said, it's all right, babe. We ain't going to do too much. We can chill in the backyard. We pull up, gang of cars outside. I'm like, woo, there's a lot of cars out here. We get inside. It was shoulder to shoulder in this house. Of course, it probably was like, no exaggeration, probably at 100 people in this house, maybe 8 had their mask on, to keep it real. And it's shoulder to shoulder in here. It was live entertainment in there and some more stuff going on. So we were kind of paranoid. So he's like, let's go in the backyard. So we go in the backyard. So we chilled in the backyard most of the night, but we still had to go through the house and had to use the restroom. It was a line to use the restroom like it was a nightclub. Like you literally wait in the hallway for line. You wait in a line like it's a club. The reason I say I believe I got it at the house is because when I finally did get tested negative, was able to come back to the barbershop, one of my guys who owns another business by me, who was at the same party, just got back too and was like, man, I had it too. I just got back from being negative. But I had the same time. I said, yo, we both was at that party. He's like, I was thinking that when I saw your post. Bam. One of my guys, I can't say honestly nobody's name, but one of my guys just texted me like, yo, I got COVID. I can't do a certain job. I was trying to hire for a job. It is going around. Y'all be safe. One of the things the doctor told me too, he said, the best thing about already having is I have the antibodies. And he told me, he said, you can sell your antibodies for $150 every time. So my plan was, every time I leave the barbershop, to go to whoever's buying antibodies, Quest Diagnostics, whoever it is, to sell it for $150. I'll do that 5 days a week and make a quick $750, you know what I'm saying? To make up some of the money I missed for that 2 weeks. So, another thing I want to say, on some real stuff. For your friends and family who get COVID and have to isolate for 2 weeks, man, cash app them $25. You do not cash app me nothing. This ain't for me. This is for them. I thought about that. I was like, man, luckily I'm able to pay my bills. Luckily, I'm able to take this hit, another hit. My shops was closed. All barbershops and salons were closed for like almost 4 months. Then we get back. We only can have 25% of the people in the shop. So we've been dealing with a hard time. So to catch COVID and not to work for 2 weeks is detrimental to your financial income. That's no joke. So please, if any of your friends get COVID, text them. Hey, what's your cash out? Or what's your Zelle? Or what's whatever it is. Send them $25. Send them $25 because if you got a friend circle of 20 people and then they send you $20, that could help you for the time you're not at work. And then that will help you stay at home at least. You know what I mean? Hopefully, so you won't go out and spread it. Because I know, a lot of us haven't got our unemployment. I never got my unemployment. My girl haven't got her unemployment. So a lot of us, people are in hard times right now. So somebody gets COVID, send them money. I'm doing great now. I'm feeling much better. I'm getting my taste buds back. For everybody who says, oh man, I know I got it, man. I know I had it back in the day, man. I had it then. You might be right. But do this, especially black people. Because we the quickest ones to be like, oh, I know I had it. Remember that time I was sick, bro? I remember that time I was sick. Listen, go down to Quest Diagnostic or anywhere who does the antibodies test. I know Quest Diagnostic, if I'm not mistaken, is $60. All right? Pay your $60. Find out if you got the antibodies. That way, you can have a peace of mind. Like, okay, I did have it. I don't got to say, yeah, I know I had it that one time. Now you know you had it. And by having the antibodies, it's not a fact you won't catch it again. I watch a lot of YouTubes about some people that getting it twice, or sometimes they feel like they had a faulty test, so they never got rid of it, But by having antibodies, you have a great chance of not getting it right now. So find out if you have the antibodies, please. Pay that $60 and do that just for your peace of mind, right? So once again, I'm good. Thanks for all the prayers. It is serious business. A lot of crazy things are happening. This is a crazy year. this year is surreal. Surreal means, surreal means something that is so unprecedented. Something that's so crazy, something that's so abnormal, but it's actually happened. That's surreal. It's so surreal this year. And a lot of people I know are going through a lot of things. And it's easy to get depressed. And I'll tell you right now, if you have COVID and you're at home isolating away from people, like my kids still haven't came back home yet. Think about that. My kids still haven't came back. You see how I'm in this house by myself. Hear that? Yeah. Nobody's here except my girl, but she went to the store, right? Because we were so paranoid, we wanted to give ourselves like an extra time. You know, I came to the barbershop, I waited. I could have went to the barbershop Saturday. I waited to Monday to come, just in case. Then we had the house professionally COVID sprayed, just in case. That's how serious it is, y'all. So I just want y'all to know, be safe. Even if I don't know you, I love you because I love human beings. I love humankind. You know what I mean? So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Watch your friends. If your friends get COVID, man, send them some money because I'm telling you, it's hard out here. Okay? And thank y'all for watching this. And that's it. You did. I'll also be on Miss Patricia Cunningham's show this Saturday at 88.1 speaking about my experience. And I will be back on 88.1 for the Wake Up Squad soon. I just get all my stuff together. There's a lot going on. I gotta get my stuff together, all right? After effects from COVID, I'm still kind of fatigued. When I get off work, I'm still kind of tired. My breathing is good. Another way I know I had it, well, I believe I had it, when I would do this, like if you breathe and breathe all the way out, if you have it in your lungs, you'll feel it. If you go, like, watch this. It's a good test for you. If you breathe in and then breathe out like this, if you breathe to where all your air comes out, at the very end, I know it looks crazy, but I'm really telling you some real stuff. At the very end, when you get to the end of all your breath coming out, you will actually feel a weird tingling and you will cough. Like, I wasn't coughing during COVID. People ask me, was your throat hurting? No. Were you coughing? No. But when I would go, I would every time, because it's on your lungs, and when you breathe all the oxygen's out, you will feel a weird feeling on your lungs. Breathe in. If you do that, that's a good sign. Still get tested, but if you do that and go like this, if you go, it's a good chance you got COVID, Jack. Okay. Besides that, I'm out. Appreciate y'all. Much love. You did. Get myself together, man. You know, see this beer right here. Get myself together in these ways, right? You feel me? Peace.